up traders, what up investors, Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in for another fantastic video. Today, we're going to be looking at Netflix and someone putting out a fairly large bet, nearly $5 million on the initial contracts, but seeing a very smorgasbord of options activity coming out on Netflix, going out into the basically the summertime. The expiration date we're going to be looking at is the 18th of June. That is the month before July and the month after May, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. And that's the 18th. And the strike price we're going to be looking at is the 570. You're going to see a lot of options activity popping off at that time frame. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into Tastyworks. So again, Tastyworks is what I use for trading options, stock, and cryptos now. Bam. Definitely check out the affiliate link down below. If you open up an account of $2,000 or more, you have a chance, or don't have a chance, you have a selection of choosing 10 options or 100 shares once you open up an account of $2,000 or more. All right, let's go ahead and just kind of jump into things here. Looking here, again, this is the Tastyworks, or sorry, the Tastyworks platform here. And the options activity we're going to be looking at is, again, the June, not the July. This is the June 18th. And then you can kind of already see on the chart here, if you're looking at volume, there's 4,240 contracts traded today at that 470 price, even though Netflix has gone up a little bit here and there. So looking at this, again, I like the way Tastyworks breaks this down, being very much an options trader myself. You can see here, gives you right across the little tab here, you see the probability of profit, the overall cost, max loss, the buying power, the max profit. Of course, you're buying the call, the theta, which is very important, and the delta and so forth. So depending on that decision, you can make an execution off that. That being said, I'm not usually a big fan of just buying these outright like this, but that's, I haven't touched this one. I don't own any Netflix at this recording of this video. With that being said, that is a lot of moolah and a lot of options activity here going out at that price target. Because again, you're even looking at here, like even the earlier months in April, not seeing that kind of volume coming in today. Even the March timeframes, you're not seeing that volume. We're looking here on this tab here, this column here. We're not seeing that come through here. Even the February, there is a lot of options contracts traded because it is the towards the tail end of this expiration, so people could be rolling things out and so forth. But that being said, looking here on the Thinkorswim platform, you see here it also confirmed here, looking at that 570 strike price for Netflix, seeing a lot of orders coming in today of that. Again, people piggybacking, whatever going on there. The only thing is that there wasn't a one decisive order going through. It was just a smorgasbord of orders going through, basically around, I believe it was like 12:20. I caught my eye. Let's go through here. I know this is a little boring. I do apologize. If you want to skip through this and skip like two minutes ahead, we'll jump right into the chart here. I just wanted to show and really prove on what we're looking at here. Now, I'm not just making up these numbers and just pulling out of my, my booty hole. Come on now. Okay, here we go. So 12:20 comes around. You're seeing a lot of coming in through. You're seeing a lot of it. Again, we're looking for the what was it? Oh my God, I forgot that. Okay, yeah, it was 12:20. It was the 18th. Where did I see that? Okay, I know this is okay right here. So we're seeing it, a lot of the 570 calls, again, 15, 27, just then we had more, 29, 27, 27, 3. Again, these are not cheap options. Each option costs $50. Okay, so it's a nice chunk of change. It's like $5,000. Okay, let's just do some quick math. So if you just do the calculator and then we do the 15, how many did they buy? The first initial lot, they bought 15 at 49. So 15 times 49 equals that times 100. So just that order right there was like $73,000. Okay, so that's a pretty large order back to back. Again, this could be an algorithm, this could be something else, but that is something to be mindful about. And again, it was a very large order and just kind of dinged on a couple scans that I have, and it really just kind of got on my ideas list here. Even though with that we saw here, jumping to the chart now, seeing Netflix not really had a huge bump up on its earnings last time, of talking about expanding, they're raising prices again for subscriptions. I've already saw that boost on my account, another extra $3 or $4. Again, with that large move that we had in earnings, that was just, it seems like it was forever ago. It's only been like 2 weeks, really popped off. But we hit that Fibonacci number at 575. So again, this individual is buying, or multiple individuals are buying the 570, which again potentially could be breaking here. They're buying that options pretty far out. So if we go back to the Tastyworks account here, you'll see that the theta, if you just bought the options, wrong contract, if you just bought the options straight out, the theta is about 20. So what that means is every day that options decay, if the stock doesn't do anything, and that just stays there, that theta is just going to continue to eat away your premium, basically, because the option is out of the money, and it's completely worthless closer and closer it gets to expiration, and you just lose value. So this individual, this company, this hedge fund or whatever is expecting a move. Again, it's fairly close to being in the money. It's not in the money where I like to buy options or at the money, but it is fairly close. And again, this is a pretty significant, unusual option activity here on seeing on this amount of volume coming in. Even since just looking at this, there's been a couple more shares being bought of this. So going back to the chart here, that 570 price target basically is talking about its previous move that we saw, that's been really much just kind of been ping-ponging around between that 575 and like that 500 range that we've seen Netflix just kind of bounce around for the last coming months. As a lot of these large FANG stocks have been having this little bit of issue, just kind of been breaking in and about here. We're definitely going to be trying to look for this to kind of see a breakout coming in here around that 575 to potentially hit that wonderful $600 level. So sorry, just getting in towards, again, the market's about to close here in about 45 seconds. So you might be hearing some ding dings and bells going off and some orders maybe being canceled that I didn't get filled today. But that being said here, with Netflix, I kind of like this play. I don't know if I would buy those particular options directly. They're a little bit too expensive for my taste. But that being said, this is an interesting setup here. The chart has the potential to try to break that $600 level. That's really the first target they're going to be looking at, is around the $606 to $600 price target. So we're just going to put a nice little alert up there to kind of notify us about that. With the longer term goal, that 647 to 650 could be a potential nice target as well, again, if we get that momentum going higher. Of course, with raising prices, that of course can be a nice little bump for earnings per share for them as well. That being said, I don't think Netflix is going anywhere. I know that Netflix is having a little bit more competition from Disney. You know you love it, Disney here. Disney long-term shareholder here. That being said, here looking at different time frames, looking here on the weekly chart, this chart is the chart that I love. The reason I love this chart, and I have to kind of, I'm going back to these memes or the pop-ups here. This is kind of signaling for me a buy. This is something that could be really potentially blowing up in the sense of exploding higher. If we do get a break above that 575, again, we're looking for that $600 pretty much to be easily being met. The reason why I like this chart is, again, it's been consolidating. I like charts that have just been consolidating, have been doing next to nothing for some time, but that have a pretty strong name behind it, and they have had a run rate. If it does run, it goes pretty fast. So looking here on Netflix, again, it has these moves like a lot of these large stocks where they just kind of just stay dormant. They stay consolidating for a little bit, but then they get that nice boost higher. That's is why I love the combination of the squeeze. This is also too, to kind of pinpoint this, is the Chaikin money flow. The Chaikin money flow is finally getting above zero. And the last time that we saw it go above zero was so it's going from zero to positive, so that's a good thing. It's more of a bullish sign. If it goes from positive to negative, that's not a good sign. The check and money flow is an indicator that kind of tracks institutional buying, large shares and large blocks of stock being purchased via volume and other various metrics from that. With again, so going from negative to positive, we haven't seen that since basically the December of 19. Again, we saw what happened there, that popped up higher, and as well here, not really too significant going out to that area, but with the combination of the squeeze, RSI is kind of being dormant around 50 as well. If we do get that pop, we can really see it flying here. Looking here on the point of control here, I know there's a lot of lines coming in here. There is a significant amount of support between 500 and 486. I know that seems pretty far off. The current run rate, again, there's not many people have been buying up here. So we do have some strong support coming in around 530 if we do get a pullback in the short term. But even when we get a substantial pullback, that 500 to 486 is going to be a very strong base. Like, a lot of folks were buying on these dips here multiple times after these quarters were not satisfying most people. People were buying up, loading up, having the long-term more mindset getting into these shares. So that being said, without further ado, this is what we're looking for, is potentially try to have Netflix stay above at least 530 to 515 to see that run into 600 in the short term. If we do get a pullback, look for 500 to potentially hold, or 486. Again, guys, I want to thank everyone for coming out. I do greatly appreciate it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you head out the door, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.